Good evening and welcome to the Halloweeniverse Evening News. I am your host, Halloween Dan. On tonight's programme, in a shock revelation, it has been uncovered that the actual creator of the two-headed goat for Party City this year is indeed Satan himself.
Yeah, so I basically thought to myself, I'm not giving anything to the humans since COVID really, so how about a nice fun thing for Halloween? And then I saw the two-headed goat I'd created back in the 1600s and was like, yeah, the guys really got a kick out of that back then. They probably would love it now too. Oh, yeah, happy Halloween. Also, side note, I like to call him Sir Goatimus.
A full interview with the Dark Lord will be coming up later in the show. And then, creepy antique dolls. Are they really haunted? Or did the Victorians just hate children? But first, we go to the UK, where the Halloween community there is in growing dismay at the lack of new animatronics and props arriving on UK shores so far this year. To take up this story, we go to our on-the-street reporter, Halloween Dan, who's on a generic British street. Dan, can you hear me? Yes, thank you, Dan. I am here on a generic English street, trying to get to the bottom of the causes of why it is that this year, more than any other year, the UK has seen almost nothing when it comes to brand new and exclusive props coming to their shores. I've had to investigate. For decades, Halloween in the UK has been a fleeting event. There one moment, but then gone in a flash. It was often regarded as the outsider, liked by a few, but repulsive and gross to many, like Marmite or jogging. But in recent years something has changed, and the outsider holiday has started to grow. And so with growing confidence, the cemetery-loving freaks that love this event came to expect better and better props and animatronics. But 2024 has so far been disappointing, as for the first year in at least two, no new or exclusive props have been revealed for the UK, leaving at least 12 people wondering why. Haunters up and down the UK have searched left, right and on Amazon for any sign of new props coming their way, but each time have come back empty-handed. It may be halfway to Halloween, but for the UK and its haunters, it's halfway to depression. So to talk further about this rather disturbing set of circumstances, I'm joined here by Halloween Dan, haunt enthusiast and local freak, to talk about what he thinks are the causes behind this and how he feels. Dan, in your own words, tell us a little about how this set of quite disturbing events this year are making you and the rest of the community feel. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for having me. I'd say that, to be honest, we have had some new props revealed. I mean, some of the importers into this country have done a great job at bringing props, not new props, but good props to the country so far. And the range has brought a few new things that we have revealed, a few new things coming to the country. It's just we haven't really seen any new props, anything really big or new or exclusive for the UK, which by now, we're past halfway to Halloween. So by now we've usually seen at least something, if only one or two things. And this year we just haven't seen anything. And that is quite disappointing, I'm not going to lie. So then in your opinion then, if that's how you feel, what do you think are the causes for this? Do you think there's anything behind this that maybe needs to be discussed? I think it's a multifaceted reason. I don't think there's one reason. Perhaps they're just waiting for later in the year to announce it. The UK market's very different from the US and Canada. But part of me feels that sometimes the importers into the UK, that maybe they choose the wrong props, and then when they bring them to the UK, they make them too expensive. They're too expensive for most people to want to buy. And they're relatively simplistic props, so they're usually much more than people would be willing to pay for the sorts of props these importers bring into the country. So people don't buy them like maybe the importers expect them to, and then as a result of that they don't sell as much stuff, and then the next year that taints it for them and they think they're not going to buy any new stock because they've still got old stock to get rid of, and that maybe the market in the UK isn't as big and as ready for these sorts of props as they thought it was, when in reality, personally, my opinion is that they often just choose the wrong props to bring into the UK and then make them so expensive that most normal people, ordinary people who just want to celebrate Halloween with a simple prop, it kind of cuts them out of the market and makes it inaccessible for them. And is that your opinion, or is that coming from a place of true understanding of the shipping and international buying and deliveries for these sorts of firms? Well, it is an opinion, but I do, I think that it's just something I feel about the situation at the minute. So you really don't know anything about this then? Well, I do work in retail, so I do know a little bit about
Yes, like I
shipping.
say, you
and
really don't
stuff.
know anything about this then.
Okay, well that's fine, Dan. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And there you have it. A truly quite shocking set of circumstances which no one has quite gotten to the bottom of just yet. There's an awful lot of disappointed people here in the UK, at least 10 if not 12. It's quite a disappointing situation. We hope that the situation will improve in the days to come. But at this point, who's to know? Dan, back to the studio. Thank you, Dan. And for the sakes of those tens of poor haunt enthusiasts here in the UK, we hope that this situation soon improves and new props soon arrive. Coming after the break, join Halloween Danielle as she gets us limber and ready for those extra tight Halloween costumes this season. That's right, high impact, high impact, high impact. Just stop eating pizza. Join us then.